Hey, morning all. Witchy woo. It's chilly. I haven't lit the log burner out here yet, so I got my hat on. Looking a bit like Wurzel. Look at. Oh bless. Um, yeah, we lost a brother yesterday, Roy, who found himself in trouble. He passed away. Bless his heart. He's now gone back to be with the big man upstairs. No more pain, no more anguish, just bliss. Um, why do we fear death, people? Why do we fear death? I see it as a happy release from this prison. I really do. Um, Once you read the scripture and you know what the book is, it's an invaluable lesson in life. That good book. Del boy, all right, my son, got me out on. Look, I look like something out of Dad's army. I'm just a man. I'm sure you are, love. Fantastic. I don't know where my phone is. I'm going to read you, if I can. I want to read you. Actually, no, I better not. My mate might not want it private, but yeah. Owen Lloyd Martin. Oh, gorgeous boy he is, gorgeous boy. The sun, no, he looks like a bit of a German helmet, doesn't it, with the way these glasses are sticking out? I look like I'm in the trenches. Yeah, look, the horses. I think you can see the horses. Can you see the horses? You can't see the horses out there. Can you see the horses? No, you can't. No, anyway, you can't see the horses. Buzz! Frankie Baxter! Hello, darling. Oh, Lord Martin, I bet it's warmer out where you are, cousin. Is it? Listen, I'll get a bloody boat tomorrow and come and see you. Especially with the way you're knocking them rice dishes up. Talk about teased me up the other night. There you are, cooking like a ninja. And I'm salivating like a dog. You seen the dogs? When you get up, I was at this house yesterday, right? And they got a big American bulldog. He's big. His name's King. Gorgeous. Smells when he farts quite badly. But he's a big one, and he's always given me a bit of a wonky eye. He's never. He's like, I thought, yes, I'm going to go there, I'm going to get on with this dog. So I took some treats with me in my pockets, right? So I gets there, he opens at the front door, looks at me, and I don't want to give to him. I went, all right, King, and he wouldn't take it off me, but I'll give it to Sarah, and he took it. I thought, you cheeky. Anyway, I got his door, so I got him in my pocket. He's mugging me, keeps jumping at me. Bosh. So I'm giving him these treats. But anyway, the last one I saved, and he sat down. I said, right, you sit down, boy, sit down. And he's got the old, the old trainers, when they get that trainer thing, when they know that something's coming. It's like having a juicy fruit in your mouth, isn't it? You remember the juicy fruits? Oh, and a fruit pastel, but you can't have one in without chewing. And he started salivating, and that's how I was when I was seeing Owen Lloyd Martin cook up these rice dishes. Unbelievable. I'm just about to do some work, Margie. How are you, darling? I hope you ain't taking me into the shower anymore. If you are, you've got to keep it private. That's all I'm saying. Love it to see you. Well, listen, there was a fantastic post I've just posted. It doesn't matter how bad your day gets, right? You remember we used to get the little kit when we were kids, and you get a potato. Your mum would give you a potato. If you were lucky enough, one of your parents to go out in the garden and pull a spud out of the ground, because we always used to grow food. And I'm growing food now. I'm still pulling potatoes out from last year. It's fantastic. But you get this potato and you get a kit, and it would have legs and a moustache and eyes, and you could make Mr. Potato Head. Do you remember Mr. Potato Head, right? Every kid had it. My kids had it. I had it. It's like in your DNA. Well, now we've got look, I don't care how bad your day gets. We've now got a group of people out there that are more concerned about the gender of Mr. Potato. That's all they're focusing on. What gender is Mr. You can't call Mr. Potato no more. It's just got to be the one that identifies as the potato. I don't know what gravy train or what shit most of these people got off of, but I'm just not seeing it as normal anymore. And what is normal? Who knows? Anyway, it doesn't matter how bad your day's getting, people. There's people out there more worried about the gender of a Mr. Potato than real life things that are going on, like homelessness. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they was all to jump on the homelessness and the police violence and people being beaten up themselves as much as they get on about the gender of things. You've got to take them seriously. I identify as, yeah, that's great, fantastic. Knock your fucking self out. Who gives a shit? I certainly don't. Do you care? Do you care? Oh, yeah, I remember Spud Guns. They were good, weren't they? Used to get my dad with them. Morning, Dave, Auntie Mandy, Jackie Jones. Lovely to see. Oh, the sun's coming out now. I might take me out. I was going to take me out, but my hair's a right mess. Yeah, look, let's give you a laugh. Look, there you go. Tom Cruise, eat your heart out. Look, it's a flyweight. I swear, right, when I get out of bed in the morning, some pigeon lands in my head and just nestles it. You know, I reckon it does. I need a haircut as well. Everyone needs a haircut right now, yeah? Everyone. Look, I've got that flower. I can't leave it, Dave. Don't worry about it. Remember Spud Gut? Yeah, I remember the old Spud Gut. Oh, that sun's coming in. Ooh, I can't even see me green. Got Morgan in Mates of the Asylum. Adam, it's a proper asylum right now, let me tell you. Sorry about the hair. Do I care? Not really. If you're tuning in for the first time and you're more worried about the hair than what I'm saying, then this isn't the channel for you. Let me tell you. I remember Spud Gun, says Del Boy. God bless you. Craigie Baxter, how are you, mate? Nice to see you. What sort of work are you doing today then, Margie? Anything exciting? How's that gorgeous man of yours? Is he still all right? And your daughter? She's gorgeous, isn't she? Loves a bit of horse riding. I'm seeing her. I'll keep my eye on her. Come see me for a cut. Yeah, where are you? I'll be on my way. My mate Perry Glover come down from London last weekend, and I went down to a mate of mine that lives down the road. She's a truthy, wakey individual. More people waking up now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, than you've ever seen before in your life. It's amazing times, right? Really amazing times. Apparently Matt Hancock's been in court over all this COVID stuff. So, I can't mention that. YouTube pulled me videos when I mentioned the Rona, Kung flu, chicken flu kind of situation. Lord Richard State Earth, that's it, it's done. Well, Lord Richard is just a title, you know, they're all just titles. I don't like, I've got not off titles. Just gone right off titles. What would you give me? I want to look a bit like, I think my next cut, I'm going for Ed Sheeran look. Because he's an ugly motherfucker, but he covers it up with his hair, and I think he does quite well with it. So I'm thinking in my older years, that might be a good look for me. Mr. Potato, oh yeah, Ian, I'm definitely whatever it is, yeah, Mr. Potato, I've got it all going on. What happened to the sun? It used to glow a yellow colour, but it's now white. Exactly, Adam. Adam's on it. Oh yeah, Adam's on it. You're going to give me one of them? Oh, lovely. Beautiful. Is that what you do, Margie? Don't you do haircuts? I've got my own hairstylist, but she's more interested in the horses than that in a minute and earn a few quid. But it is what it is. It is what it is. He's out delivering cushions for a caravan, is he? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, it's weird. What's going on? I don't like. Did you see that video a couple of days ago of? I don't know if it was an Aldi or a Lidl because they look the same, don't they? Apparently they've got Aldis now and Lidls and all that in Australia, America. They've taken over the world, haven't they? The Germans. We just don't realise because Aldis and Lidls are Germans, aren't they? They're the Bosch. But they took over. We realise. But apparently there's this white Mercedes, another German, driven through the front of a shopping centre while some old bird was putting away a suet roll and a lard. Run her over, run a few other people over, reverse back out the building, and Bosch, just driven off down the road. And I'm thinking, what's happened to this country? What's happened? And look, we all use the word country, but it's not the country, it's not the land, it's not the trees, it's not the air, it's nothing to do with that that's got out of control. What's got out of control is us. Simple. We've lost the plot. We as people, all it is now is business money. There's no morals involved in it. Hang on, I'll have to turn the screen around. My goodness. What about now? Is that any better? Yeah, that's better. So there's no morals involved anymore. It's all what's legal and what's illegal. You know, the old bill will kill you for something that's legal. If you're doing something that is illegal, you know, using your own roads to travel up and down to go from point A to point B, soul journey, as the good Lord commands you to do, they'll drag you out of that motor, mate, and smash the granny out of you. But what right do they have to do it? No right whatsoever. No right whatsoever. Because have you seen all these census forms that are coming through the post now for your 2020, 2021 census? What all this nonsense is, I don't partake in none of it. But it says on the front of the envelope in red letters, it is required by law. Well, what law? Because I think the law now makes an ass out of you and me. It's not law at all in any way, shape or form. But they've ruined this country, haven't they? They've ruined it. And you've got these adverts on the telly now. The European Union has changed. If you want to trade and deal with people abroad, you have to do this and that. And there's still loads of people coming over the coast on their dinghies. Yeah. Not as though that bothered. It seems to me that we're really trying to destroy our own people and our own country. But for what ends and what means, I really don't know. It's fascinated me all these years. Why would a group of people known as public servants willfully and neglectfully crash a country and destroy a country and put money before souls? What's gone so badly wrong? If you read the census legislation, it mentions persons. Well, yeah, I agree. It does mention persons. And the thing is, can you see me? You've got this smart, isn't it? I should do this with the sun behind me a little bit, maybe. You can't be forced into personhood. You cannot be forced to be a person. Now, people say, of course you're a person, Dave. I say, look, McDonald's is a person. The Royal Courts of Justice is a person. A big tall building, the Empire State Building, is a person. It's a corporate. They go, what? It's not living and breathing. I say, no, persons are not living and breathing. They're corporations. Corp, the body, and the oration, the speak. That's what a corporation is. And that's why when you're dead, you get called a corpse. Because you can't speak no more. And you do become a corpse like a building, don't you? Because a corpus, a building's a corpus. It's disgusting. They do the asylum seekers that don't have to get a COVID test. Well, I don't know. Do they have to quarantine for 10 days? Don't know. Craigie Russell. Love it to see you, mate. Remember Monday, International Women's Day, 8th of March. Is it? Oh, we've got to love the women. We wouldn't be without ladies. Bless them. We'd be in trouble. I think the women keep a sense of sensibility about us all. You know, the men, we're different creatures than women. You know, we see the world slightly different. The women are all Mother Earth, Gaia. The planet is a female energy, right? But the boys, we don't see. We see things ever so differently. We really, really do. But that's just who we are, you know, it's just our makeup. So what do you make of all what's going on right now? Do you think this is all acceptable, all this loss of liberty, these lockdowns? Do you think these lockdowns are working? My personal opinion is no, they're not. And we're now taking all these jabs and bits. I'm going to be very careful with the words I'm using because I don't want to get another strike from YouTube. They really coming down on. If you dare to go against government guidelines, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you are one hell of a hot potato. But at what point do we get our freedom back to do what we want to do and have our own wishes and to be in control of our own destinies? That's all I want for everyone, is to be in control and ownership of your own destiny. You know, you should steer your own vessel. You should have control over your own property, your own liberty, your own freedoms. No one should ever be able to take them away, and especially not by fraud and deception, which is what the personhood is. It's a fraud and it's a deception. It's a lie. It's not real. And I hope many of you are getting it now. I really, really do. Nothing the government forces on you is acceptable. Well, that's it, because once you've got hand to hock and you've got to put your hands up because the copper's pointing a taser at you or a gun or wants to get the anal beads out, they know they love that stuff in themselves. Boy today. And for me, I've always questioned, how do you sleep at night, constables? When you go home after you beat someone to a pulp in a cell, don't get me wrong, I know you've got a tough job. I know it's not easy. I know you have to see and deal with some people, but you have to look at why you're having to deal with them people. It's because there's a breakdown in law and order. If there wasn't a breakdown so much of this law and order, then you wouldn't be able to do and deal with the things that you're doing. Do you understand that? That's the truth. If we didn't have this complete breakdown in what's going on, we wouldn't have to have all these measures. We wouldn't have to have coppers with guns and machine guns and all that. You wouldn't, because you wouldn't need them. And you have to think, what's the vehicle behind this? What's allowed this to happen? You know, it's a devilish situation we find ourselves in. And I'm certainly not of the devil. I'm of God, man. I'm of Jesus. I'm of the light, you know. And when I look at what goes on, I think, really? You're accepting that? You think that's normal? Is that really, you in your minds have come to accept that and just think, oh, well, whatever government says, we're from a bone, we're just going to follow blindly these people. And I tell you what, that's the most dangerous and upsetting part of all of this. I know the police have got a tough job, I know, but the question is, how do you sleep at night? You know, I go to work, I earn a few quid, this financial system we find ourselves in, I don't hurt anyone, I harm in people's lives, I come home, I sleep easy. But how do you sleep when you've tasered someone and caused them heart issues or killed someone? How do you come home and vilify yourself? How do you come home and lay your head on your pillow next to your missus and give her a cuddle and feel justified in what you're doing? How do you do that? That's the biggest question for me. It's not what are they prepared to do, it's why they do it. Why? Tony! Pied Piper, yes, Lauren, yeah. Morning, Dave. Hope you weren't happy. Morning, everyone. Dave said, yes, we've got to be happy. We can't be getting down. Because life's precious and life is short, as my friend Anne-Marie just found out. Her brother-in-law Roy's just passed away. He's been on a life support machine and we lost him yesterday. So God bless him. Roy's back now with the Lord. You know, he's no pain, no fear, in complete bliss. We seem to think that this world and this life is everything. It's not. This is just the beginning of our journeys. And what we do here depends on where we go. And whether you believe in that, it's not the debate. The Bible clearly tells us what happens if we live a righteous life, where we go. And that's what happened with Elijah, and that's what happened with Enoch and Moses. They all went to be on the right hand side, and that's where we should all be aiming for. We've really... Have you split your breakfast down this top? No, it's just a worktop, so yeah, no, it's just mastic and silicon and the same thing, isn't it? Mastic and silicon. I should be out chopping up some firewood to get my log burner going, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a quick coffee, put my hat on, and have a chat with you. I've took my hat off now. And the sun's trying to post itself through the clouds. Craigie Russell, lovely to see you, mate. Hope you're all good. Victoria West Payne, they've started taking down dangerous misinformation. People will be starting to be charged soon. Hope you're well, Chuck. Yeah. I mean, they can only charge the person, can't they? And that's what I plan to do, man. This year, look, if you can come with me on this journey, we're going to be giving the person back. We're going to be saying, thank you very much, lovely little public servants, but we think that you're obnoxious and you've got a little bit too crazy and wacky. So here's your property back. We're no longer in your custody. Have a nice life. But we're going to be starting and pulling away and an exodus. You know, a bit like when Moses parted the waters for the Israelites or the Egyptians to flee. The Israelites. And he parted the waters, and it's sort of a metaphorical thing, this book. It's you know, you were set free from Egypt. Now, our brains are two separate spheres, and it's a parting of the waters down the middle. It's a consciousness thing, you know. So what we're doing is this is a modern day exodus, whether you like it or not. You know, I've got people that are now out of the system that have got nothing whatsoever to do with the legal personality. Nothing. They give it back. And they give everything back that was attached to it. Thank you, but no thank you. We're not walking that way no more. So that's what we're going to be doing. As much as the system is trying to destroy us, it will bring more people out of Egypt. There's more people going to be coming out of the system that don't want... We've all been slaves, ladies and gentlemen, and we've been slaves for the dollar. Now, my friend Kerry Ann did something really clever the other night. She'd done a YouTube video on her channel, where she was giving away prizes to the lucky winners, and she was pulling £20 notes out, and she was she was reading the numbers out of the birth certificate that it goes to. She says, if you've got this birth certificate number, let me know and come and collect your property, because these banknotes, and I really do believe that the Rothschilds and all that have now got problems because there's too many people awake. Morning, Saskia. How are you, darling? Don't be smiling. Don't look at me. I'm a bit of a mess this morning, but I've just come in for a coffee and I thought I'd have half hour with you gorgeous souls. The sun is coming out this morning and just got me more to go with my chainsaw to chop me wood. Bosh. Are you're just cutting the wood up, you're not chopping the tree down. You know, anyway, I can't tell you about seasoning. The world is as much ours as anyone's with no graven image. Absolutely. We were warned, don't make a graven image. Don't make any likeness. You know, what are you playing at? And I'm just an old soul, ladies and gentlemen. When I look around what goes on, like when I see this shop front being smashed in the other day by this car in Lidl or Aldi and these people being run over, I'm like, yeah, that's believable. I can see that happening because we focused on things that are nonsensical. We've not focused on the truth. We've not focused on the light. We've not focused on the soul and the spirit. We've focused on things of this world and we focused on what is legal and what is illegal. Well, it certainly is illegal to run someone over and kill them, but it's happening nonetheless. And you have to question if you can passively accept cars running into shopping centres and killing people and running people over, then I really do pity you, because what you're doing is you're running a gauntlet, you're running a bit of Russian roulette, because it's a case of spinning that chamber until your bullet comes up and you press the trigger. Because one day there's a strong possibility that it will affect you. I'll give you an example. Tracy Blackwell. Tracy lost her son because a guy in a white van, an idiot, a crazy man, decided to man the pavement and kill her son and 2 other boys that were on their way out for a night, maybe to do a bit of courting, have a few beers, have a nice time, had nice shirts on, smelling nice aftershave, and now they're dead. And Tracy is now forever immersed into a world of spiritual bondage, because how does a mother get over the loss of her son in such a tragic, unnecessary way? You tell me. And do the police care? No. Does anyone in the system care? No. Have you ever heard anyone in the system mention the loss of these 3 boys? No. That's the massive disconnect. I don't want politicians that are disconnected from the people. I want people for the people, by the people, doing good things for the people. Because I live my life trying to do good things for people. And if I had my lever on the control of the wealth and stream, no one would go without. And there'd be none of this nonsense going on, none of it. There'd be no kids being murdered and run over on the pavement, because that would all be dealt with. There would be proactive measures, education. The kids would be brought up in love and wisdom and peace and be taught the law and be so they don't depart from it. It's so sad, ladies and gentlemen, to see the way this is all going. And if you tolerate it, that song years ago, the Manic Street Preachers, if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Well, we are living in them times, ladies and gentlemen, where our children certainly are next in line. And we have to be very, very careful of where we go. We have a situation now where our public servants have switched themselves off. They have become completely isolated and they are self-serving people. They've sold justice down the river. Justice can only be purchased now, but justice was always there to be freely administered. Justice was free, ladies and gentlemen. Now you have to pay for it and you have to beg for your small mercy as well. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of the communistic way that this country is going. I'm sick of the evil, wicked things that are happening. Now, I'm going to focus on greatness. I'm not going to focus on these wicked things, but you need to be aware that they're happening. As true as that is, we cannot idly sit part and take part and just let this happen. We have to try with all of our might of our souls to remedy this situation. Why? Because we are the people. We are the things that matter. We matter. Our souls and our spirits are the value. Make sense? For God have not us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Amen. Amen. Just watch the latest UK column. My gorgeous mate Gerish and a few countries have already made vaccine passports compulsory. I just won't be a partaker in it, David Stanley. Got your vaccine passport? No. Had your vaccine? No. Worn a mask? Never. Any plans of wearing a mask? No. Any plans of having a vaccine? Not on your Nelly. Any plans of going abroad? With all these fucktards out there? Not a chance. Satan gives you choices. He teases you. He wants to pull you out of your shell. He wants to say, Cooey, I'm over here. You don't have to have it. But if you don't have it, I'm not going to let you go abroad. What side are you batting for? No, mate. You can keep it. High Day, pushing castle, eviction, single disabled moment, sole trader, small boutique, boarding house, business cares, £80 a week, 15-minute hearing, judge admits he hasn't read anything on it. They're animals. The courts are nefarious. You've got the fourth Reich running this country. You can laugh, you can joke, yeah, old Dave, whatever, but you wait till it's your turn. Wait till it sits in your door. Wait till them coppers with all them weapons are kicking you down and dragging you out of your house and throwing you on the street. Why? Because they're communistic dictators. And they don't care. Couldn't care. You're just their cannon fodder. England is an industrial military complex now. And what the people do is they pay to keep that industrial military complex running sweetly. And these public servants will rape you to make sure that that continues. It's sick. We turn on our own. We properly turn on our own. And we need to unravel this. And we don't do it with guns and bullets because that makes us as bad as these mother truckers in Parliament. They're evil. They're twisted. They're the ones with the weapons, not us. How do we do this? We unravel it by using our minds. We seek a higher mind. We go to that higher mind. We unravel this. We realise what's the levers they have over us? Well, they've created a title. And what does that title give us? Well, it gives us fuck all. It's supposed to be a benefit, but it's certainly not a benefit anymore. It once was. Truthfully, it was a benefit. Now it's a control mechanism. And we all have, oh, I've got a beautiful car out there. I've got a Ferrari. Fantastic. It's not yours. The man that's got a £500 Volkswagen Beetle that's not registered, that no copper can take off of him, he's the wise man. He's the one that has the value, not the one that's got the Ferrari Testarossa that's registered to the DVLA. He's not the wise man. The little geezer in the 500 Volkswagen is the one that's used his nut and switched on. Bosh. You can't do anything in Israel without a vaccine passport. I've seen that. If that comes here, what do you think? Won't be able to live without it? Oh, we'll always live. Because the thing is, Dave, bless your heart, when you get drawn into the fear of what could happen and what could be, then the dark side are getting hold of your subconscious and he's sitting on your shoulder and going, yeah. Don't let it happen. Tell him to jog on. Tell him that you're in the spirit, that you're in the soul and the spirit, and you don't care less. Couldn't care less. I couldn't care what they get up to. I couldn't care less if Boris Johnson shit himself last night and laid in his bed. Couldn't care. I know that they're animals, and I know that they're spiritually wicked people, wicked beyond belief. But they're a mirror image of the people of this country, because if the people of this country are prepared to tolerate that, then they deserve it. They deserve what's coming and what is here. It's not what's coming, it's what's here. They deserve it. If they're not prepared to fight for their freedom and understand freedom, liberty, and all the greatness that the good Lord affords to us, there is no greater freedom afforded to man than the perfect liberty of God. Clearly described in the Holy Scripture, we are His creation. We're not a government creation, are we? And they know that we've woken up to this, ladies and gentlemen, and they're now running. They're scared. They know what's coming. I'm not a creation of government. My soul is not held in anybody's custody, apart from the big man's. Make sense? Does the world passport have a Bible attached to it? No. We all make these graven images, and we all pay the price for it as well. So, Katie Elizabeth Jackson, sweetheart, how are you? Oh, it's lovely to see you, Katie. How are you? Doing all right? My gorgeous mate Katie there. We was at a little soiree, weren't we, a couple of years ago, and Katie got in her car and was no more than 5 minutes down the road, and she got pulled over by two coppers, and where you been? Ooh, as if you didn't know. Oh, as if they didn't know where you'd been. So I'd like to tell you. Where you been? Where you going? The biggest questions out of coppers' mouths. Where you been? Where you going? What the fuck's it got to do with you? What the fuck has where I'm going or where I've been or what I'm doing got anything to do with you? Are you my daddy? Are you my mummy? What? I'm a grown man. I don't need to explain my actions to anybody. Do you? Do you need to come to me and tell me if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 20s and tell me where you've been, where you're going, what you're doing, who you're sleeping with, who you're taking drugs? Who am I to mither in on your private life? But these cops own everything. Oh, what's on your inside leg? Ooh, how big are your boobs? Mind your own business, constable. You're a public servant, remember. If you choose to serve, you should serve. You shouldn't boss. I do solemnly and sincerely swear and declare and affirm that I will uphold and keep the Queen's peace with blah, 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 and I will protect property, liberty, life, and what a crock of shit. What an absolute crock of dog turd. None of them recite their oath. None of them. Oh, Constable, remember your oath? No, I don't remember that. No. Really? You must have learnt it for you to recite. You must remember your oath of office. You surely took an oath, didn't you? No, we don't go by that no more. No, we just do what's legal and illegal, don't we? Innit? Yeah. My boss said I've got to fulfil the order. Yeah, the judge has signed an order. The judge has signed an order. I'll never forget, bless him, I see this little Indian cop, Kent Police. I've come across him a couple of times, strangely enough. Got the IQ of a fucking peanut. Love his art. Flat capped when I see him up at Graves, Dartford, when he was taking John's house off of him and left John stood in the middle of the road with just his clothes on. And this big sergeant from Kent Police, I could smell him from miles away. He stunk like a pig. Horrible, man. I've got to be honest, if someone would have given me a Sten gun at the time, I probably would have shot him. Because he filled me with rage, what he did to John. I was full of rage, man. Prowessing over his I'm the fucking governor around here. Anyway, this little Indian copper, I'm filming him and my mate's chatting to him. And my mate's going, well, what are you doing here? And this copper's gone, the judge signed an order. And I'm looking at this guy thinking, you're a cross between Neanderthal and primitive, I don't know, kangaroo. I'm not, what the, can you not discern with your own mind? Can you not check? You know, listen, we've got facts, proof and evidence that suggest, right, and this come from, I can dig it out and show you. This was from Master of the Rolls, Lord Chief Justice at the time, about 5 years ago, that said if an order or warrant has not got a wet ink signature on it, it is not valid. It must have a wet ink signature. Someone has to accept liability. Now, my friend up north, who's an ex-prison officer, has just an individual that worked in the courts, a guy called Mark something or other, that apparently signed this order for someone to have their house taken off of them, doesn't even exist. Don't exist. Phone the courts up. No, there's no one near that name. The closest we've got anyone that's named Mark is an usher. No judge. But yet this paperwork's coming out. They're committing fraud on a massive level, ladies and gentlemen. They are stealing and nicking your kids, your cars, and your homes by fraudulent, deceptive means. And we let them get away with it. At your peril. Watch what's coming. Millstone around the neck. Anyone causing harm, injury or loss of a child, see Matthew 18, Italy. I agree with you, mate. Listen, no one, everything that we do, we say is seen. Nothing goes unseen. We know that. And these people will be judged. Yeah, they're having a swindle right now, but they don't get away with it. They're deceivers. They're wicked, evil people. What I would love to see is godly people that are cut from the cloth, from the good book, that know the book, that live by the book, that know that the book is the law and it's good law, and don't depart from it. They're the ones I want to see administrating justice. They're the ones I want to see organising public servants so that they're transparent, honest, reliable. That's what I want to see. I want to see families have everything. I want to see the kids grow up and blossom into gorgeousness. Because I've been lucky to have very decent, good parents that have taught me right from wrong. I've been lucky to have been taught lessons in life that have taught me big, valuable lessons. Everything that's ever happened has always taught me a lesson. And it's moulded me into the individual that I am today. And I'm nothing special, I'm just a man. I'm the same as you. Every single one of us are equal. We're all equal. We should all be afforded the same respect, virtue, and greatness. We should not worship others. We should just accept their honesty and what they're trying to do in the world and trying to make a change in the world. And that's all I'm attempting to do, believe it or not. I saw a video of Christy Morris. They took a house from an old age couple for 800 grand. Yeah, I used to do a lot with Christy Morris. And I spoke to Chris 3 weeks ago. Love him dearly. He's the best looking bald man I think I've ever seen. I did a very short piece of a TV documentary with Chrissy, Battling the Bailiffs on Channel 4. Kind of regretted doing it, to be fair, because Channel 4 I always felt put a bit of a spin on it. And I was reluctant. I only let them use a certain part of it that I was in, actually, because I literally, you'll see me, yeah, so we did. And what was interesting in that documentary was we was at a property where the Kent Police and the HMCTS bailiffs, and the HMCTS bailiffs have got no authority, no power. Why? Because they run out of a PO box. They've got no venue that you can go and get justice with these people. They're operating in criminality. And they was giving it a big one at the front door. But when Big Black Colin come out with his camera from Channel 4, big tall Cole, lovely geezer, and he's got this big camera lens, they've all gone running off down the road. The police have run off down the road, jumped in their 4x4, and said, right, laters we're off. The HMCTS bailiffs, they was in the car, their job gone. Why would you run? If you had the truth on your side and you wasn't doing anything against the law, why would you run? Wouldn't matter how many TV cameras was out front, you would run. These HMCTS boats are running down the road. You'll see it on the documentary. They're running. Just type in Channel 4 Battling the Bailiffs. Go and watch it. It's fantastic. Unbelievable. Are you growing a Michelin tire around your belly button? Rubber dolls come fancy, baby. Bless you. Anyway, listen, Pete, I've been on here 40 minutes. Time and a half fly when I'm in here with you lot. Just fight the devil. Fight the dark, right? Because I'm telling you now, he's roaming and he's trying to devour as many souls as he can right now. And us as God's people are not going to allow that. We are going to exit Egypt again. Whether you can get your head around what I'm saying, it's up to you. But we are, this year, 2021, going to be exiting the public system. We're going to be giving them back their property. We're going to be doing it properly. We're not going to let them hold our souls in custody no more. Because that is a sin. All right? An absolute sin and a disgrace. And a failing to all of you gorgeous people out there. So I'll keep you informed about the certificate of live birth. Yes, Del Boy, lovely mate. Yeah, 2 weeks done. 6 weeks, whatever it is. Gosh, lovely chat the other day, by the way, Del Boy. Lovely to see you, mate. You're a good man. Don't never let anybody tell you differently. You are an inspired soul, and that conversation we had, I'll never forget it. Never will. I love you all, Pete. I'm going to go. I've got stuff to do. Hopefully the sun might come out. I've got to go and cut some wood and get my log burn again because it is quite chilly today. And I'll see you all soon. I love every single one of you. Stay in the spirit. Stay great. And just whoever comes at you from the system, ask them one simple question. Because as king, you should always be asking. And that is, I accept conditionally all of your claims. I conditionally accept everything you're saying, provided you have verified proof of claim that I was acting in the capacity of a person at the time and not. I love you all. Merv, you might have to go back and watch this. General Register hold us all in custody. Absolutely right, Lauren. Not for much longer though, because we're all waking up and they know it. And we're not hiding. We're live, we're putting it out there into the ether. We want them to see, we want them to realise what they're doing to all of us. And their system is not a benefit anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It is a noose around your neck. It is the leadership into communism. When I say no to communism, I say yes to freedom. I hope you come join me. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care.